You're the best big brother I could have ever asked for.
What up, what up? My half-step brothers-in-law. I'm Austin, that's Alex. We're sadly related. Although, not too sadly today. A lot of career development happening.
Doing something.
Doing the things, having the times.
Hashtag making moves.
Make money moves.
Something.
If it's up, then it's up. Then it's Cardi B 6 seconds.
Making moves to the moon. I don't know about all that.
SR to the moon. Sure. Sure.
Yeah. Oh.
Not sponsored today by Diet Snapple half and half lemonade iced tea. But it is delicious.
I just got my usual jizz water by, was it pineapple?
I should call her.
Piña, coconut, pineapple.
That does sound good. I've had those. Those are good.
Although it's on this, it's Puna. I don't know. Punya? I don't know. It's a U, not an I. It's a U, not an I, so I don't know.
Puda.
And then eventually, obviously, I have my life source.
Nutty.
I have my life source and Starbucks double shot.
Your jet fuel.
My jet fuel. It cannot melt steel beams.
No melting around here. Speaking of inside jobs, there was a minor league mascot that set fire to, supposedly, rumoredly, set fire to a garden box as part of a PR stunt. So, I forget the team. I just read this like 10 minutes before I walked in the room. But there was a minor league baseball team mascot that the mascot's a fire-breathing dragon. And then they were doing a photo shoot. While they were doing the photo shoot, some sort of garden box outside the stadium caught fire, not far from where they were shooting. And then fire department comes, and the mascot takes the hose from the fire department, puts out the fire. There's a bunch of video of it. The mascot DMs John Boy and Jake Radio, who we love dearly, and tells him about what happened. And the last note he says inside job galore.
Galore.
And hey, I respect the PR move to let people know that minor league baseball teams exist. You know, they got rid of like half of them over the offseason. They're just out of the MLB system. Really? Yeah.
Why?
Oh, because, well, I think they should have done this a long time ago. There were way too many teams.
How many teams were there?
You had AAA, AA, single A, and rookie ball.
Oh, no. No.
Way too many fucking teams.
No.
Right? And so now,
if you're not playing college and then go to like
I think a lot of
AAA.
it is they're looking at the success of the G League. Now, this is totally me speculating. But I think their success of the G League and the NBA in two-way contracts, they're now trying to get like two-way contract players to come up to the bigs, get the time. Maybe there's some sort of draw to the minor league team because they saw them on the big team and blah, 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 blah.
Well, my question is, okay, so the natural progression of things is you go to like high school and then you do college, whether it be Division I, Division II, Division III, whatever.
JUCO, NAIA.
Whatever.
In the baseball world, there's a lot of ways to actually play.
But then if you don't, and then you go on to either do minor league or major league, however.
Pretty much everyone ends up in the minor leagues unless your name's like Fernando Tatis Jr.
Right. So, but like my question is like, why would they even have anything other than AAA and then pro? Because if you're just like no one's going straight from high school to minor league.
I had I'm okay with a AAA and a AA only because if you have like 2 or 3 really good shortstops in your system and you want them to keep playing instead of rotating the same spot, I can kind of see the argument. Plus, people actually get called up from AA to the bigs.
Yeah.
And sometimes skip AAA. So, I don't know.
Seems weird. Because I don't know. I can't think of anyone that would be like, go from high school or from rookie ball all the way up to AAA.
It happens. But those are what we call blue chips.
Right.
Like if you're like Trevor Bauer was one of them. You know. Trevor Bauer played at UCLA, got drafted like 3rd overall or some shit, 2nd or 3rd overall, and then like went straight to AAA, bounced around a couple teams, and then he just recently won the Cy Young Now he pitches for the LA Dodgers for like $40 million a year or some shit. Trevor Bauer is also right now involved in not a scandal. I don't know what you would call it, but he got fined by the MLB for having an undershirt and a belt that had his company's logo on it, which violated uniform code. So here's the thing in question is that the MLB openly acknowledges the fact that their average fan base is very old relative to the other sports, and they're having a hard time marketing their players and getting a new audience. And then you have a guy like Trevor Bauer who's younger than 30, I still think. Really fucking good. Clearly, right now he's the best pitcher in the National League. He has a big personality. He has his own podcast. He does a lot of podcast guesting. He has his own company. People really know the name. And then they nick him in the butt right as soon as he shows a hint of personality. It's the same thing as when a player had to apologize for like hitting a home run late in a game because they were already winning. And it's like, well, fuck you. I'm trying to win. What are we doing here?
Well, to me, it just sounds like the legal thing. If people can just add companies onto their uniforms.
Yeah, okay, I get that argument.
Yeah.
So
anyways, it could be your own, or it could just be fucking just one you like. It doesn't even have.
Yeah.
So
and
then
MLB has sponsorships.
Yeah.
And okay, so I get the non-compete thing. I get it.
Yeah.
But I think the MLB should have a conversation at least. Like, they need to do a way better job marketing personalities, and Trevor Bauer is a good place to start. He's a guy that actively wants to be part of that effort. So I don't know why you would, but
people.
Sports is hard. It's just baseball. Baseball's old as dirt.
Anyways, you were saying something about they got rid of a bunch of minor league teams, and then something. What was it?
It's just, I think it was partly a money thing. I think it was just bloat. Because how many dudes are in the minors that never get called up? Fucking 90% of them, probably. Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But there needs to be, the other big thing with the MLB right now is that international players don't have to sign rookie contracts, but American-born players do. So here's how that shakes out. When Mike Trout won his first MVP, I think this is true, or at least when he was in his first talks of being in the MVP run, he was still on his 7-year rookie contract with the Angels, making like $1.2 million a year. Now he has the biggest contract in MLB history, and he's the best player, so whatever. But Fernando Tatis Jr. is younger than me and signed a $300 million contract. But Mike Trout had to wait until he was 28, 29. And that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Literally, it's like, if you're born outside of these borders, you have to play by these rules. And if you're born inside these borders, you have to play by these rules. It's like, how about we just pay the best players no matter what? It's an archaic system. Well, they can do that because the MLB has this super old court decision from the 1900s about having they have a monopoly over the sport of baseball effectively, and so they have no impetus to do anything different, and it'll just never go away. And I think that's mostly the marketing issue. It's like they don't have to; they'll just exist.
They'll exist as long as the spectators are there, which is another 20 years.
Yeah, before everyone dies. So I was surprised when they lost. So baseball, for a long time, used to be the most popular sport among women, and then it became the NFL.
Interesting.
I believe in the 2000s. Like, the NFL and Maybelline now have like a joint sponsorship thing. That's how many women watch football now. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. And so now you end up in a situation like, when you're losing market share to a league that's also losing market share to the NBA, you have a problem on your hands.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, a little bit.
So, Although the NBA shot itself in the foot a little bit, not independent of what anyone's opinions were on the Black Lives Matter stuff that's been going on. The NBA leaned super heavy into the politics realm.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking ratings tanked.
Mm-hmm.
So, which, same thing with the Grammys recently. They leaned.
The what?
The what?
The what?
The Grammys.
Huh?
Those exist.
Wait. What?
Yeah, the super white Grammys leaned super hard in the political realm, and they had the worst ratings in like 2 decades.
Well, also because award shows are just not.
Well,
Who
also,
gives a fuck about award shows? Is my question.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was my pushback when I read that. I was like, how many people are even watching it anymore?
It's irrelevant.
Oh, but you and I will have the same opinion on this one because Megan Thee Stallion was basically saying she knows that the Academy's like
Fucked.
super white and fucked and kind of racist, which it is, but whitewashed at the very least. And she was saying it must be, she tweeted that it must be hard for artists to want to speak out but still want to have a chance to win. To which I respond, what artist wants to win a Grammy? Who gives a shit?
No.
The
yeah, it
only
doesn't
artists
matter.
who would care to win a Grammy are the ones signed into the top 4 who might have a contract incentive if they do it.
Right.
But they have no say in that matter.
No.
Because the Grammys are just pick the most whitewashed, talented, most popular people that are fairly arbitrarily decided upon by the record label anyway.
It's all that. So Beyonce just won her, I think, her 28th Grammy. She's a great musician.
Cool.
She's been a good musician, not recently, but she's been a good musician.
Yeah.
Fine.
Child was great.
Fine. But also, it's her 28th in how many years? It's almost quite literally like a Grammy and a half a year. So it's
And she has not been making that kind of product.
No.
No.
And especially recently, again. So, but like, it's the whole thing. It's like, it's just whoever is popular. It's never been. It's
just who the Academy likes.
They
They clearly like Beyonce.
and it's whoever the Academy likes of the popular crowd. It's not actual musicianship.
Yeah, it's like the 1% of 1%.
It's not actual musicianship.
No, it's not.
It's because there's so many good
Yeah.
musicians that aren't popular.
Well, this is the same thing I think we've talked about earlier. It's like, well, I have all this stuff. I don't know what you guys want. You're an artist. Tell them what they want.
Right.
That's part of your fucking job.
Yeah.
Is to tell them what they want.
Yeah. You have a platform now. Fucking use it.
Use it. Don't be a bitch.
Oh, I'm gonna alienate all the fans. Cool.
What fans? You got here by making what you did.
Well, also,
Just keep making shit.
good luck, TGI Fridays. Like,
Right.
when you
Adapt or die.
when you try to appease everyone, you appease no one.
Yep. Yep.
But what do we know about music? We don't know shit.
I don't know anything.
We don't know anything about the music business.
Nope.
You said you had some Twitter.
I had some beef against Twitter.
Well, I mean, we always do, but go ahead.
Not like against someone on Twitter. Twitter. I have beef with Twitter. And I really have beef with people who lack command of language, number 1. Number 2, I blame Twitter for making the problem worse. So, Twitter, you only have 280 characters. It is designed to get people to write things that are just like snap back, get your clicks, blah, 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 no nuance.
Hot
right?
take, blah,
hot
blah,
takes.
blah.
It's just all hot takes.
Yeah, how many Twitter threads?
That's
have you
what our
seen
Twitter
gone viral?
marketing should be for Silent Reality. We just go on Twitter and make hot takes about shit nobody cares about.
Yo, make Lemonade peer reviewed again.
Yeah, right? It's like hot take. It's like, oh God, what's it? Hold on, let me formulate this. Putting 2 packets of Splenda and squeezing a lemon into your glass of water it doesn't make lemonade, but y'all aren't ready for that conversation. There you go.
Just dumb shit like
That's
that.
the tweet.
It's just dumb shit.
Said that. Chives.
Pretty much
Chives make a Twitter.
all you have to do is just effectively put, but y'all ain't ready for that conversation at the end of every tweet. Period and shit, dumb shit like
With
that.
a T.
That doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean shit.
But
Anyway, so between those 2 factors, I was talking to someone, and then they sent me a tweet about. Oh, God, it's too far back in the convo. I'm not gonna pull it up, but it was about relationships and like being in love with the idea of someone. Blah blah blah, something basic social media get clicks for being quote unquote insightful. Here's the problem. We actually can't even agree on what loving the idea of someone means. Because I can think of at least 3 interpretations of that sentence. One is that you see an image of the person that you project onto them that does not match base reality. Or you're that person who or you see what they could be in the future if your influence is thrust upon them over time.
Okay.
Or you are enchanted by the social currency being in a relationship provides you independent of who it's with.
Okay. Yeah, those are actually really good interpretations. I like that.
Those are 3 interpretations of the same sentence.
Mm-hmm. I could add a 4th.
What's your 4th?
Seeing the positives of someone, but not balancing it out with seeing the negatives. Or vice versa. You only see one side of the person because you choose to see that side.
Oh, like some sort of filter between you and...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You're looking at someone...
Which actually is different than the projection part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking at someone through rose-colored glasses or through whatever colored glasses.
Blue light blockers.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just see the certain aspects of them you want to see and then negate the other aspects.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether or not they're good or bad or whatever.
Right.
So.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So 4.
Yeah.
So now we have 4 ways to interpret the same tweet. But then that's what we let drive the political discourse, and then wonder why we have shit political leaders. You get what you fucking deserve. Like, okay, but here's the we have all of this criticism for Trump not being able to speak eloquently because fucking nobody that voted for him was capable of speaking eloquently.
Well, so
you know.
There was one time.
Well, neither can Biden either. And the left can't speak eloquently either.
No.
That's been my complaints about command of language is like 3 years old with them at this point.
Well, so that's something that I've talked about with someone at a bar once. It was a guy in his like mid 40s, almost early 50s, I guess, complaining about how his daughter, my age, and just millennials in general, use the word like a lot. Like talking like a Valley Girl kind of almost type shit. And I'm just
Valley Girl type beat?
And I'm just sitting there. I don't use the words like and very often.
We try to keep it to a minimum.
Instead of saying those filler words, I just take pauses. And
that's what I do.
And just figure out the next word.
At least I try to do that.
Yeah.
Also not sponsored by Cherry Coke Zero.
And so one of my responses to him was, you pick up on the language of the people that surround you. And that's inherent in any society or any environment.
Yeah, yeah.
There's white people that talk black or have black sense because they're around those type of people.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Urban,
whatever it is. So it's people just pick up on the words and how and the way people speak around them.
Yeah.
And so my question to him was like, well, how do you speak? Do you say a lot as well? I'm pretty sure you probably do.
And
You
just
probably
aren't aware of it.
You probably don't have the strongest command of language.
Yeah.
And even if you want to blame media and say like, Paris Hilton and all that stuff back in the day, Kim Kardashian,
right?
They talk like a Valley Girl because they are Valley Girls. It's like I get it, but at the same time, it wasn't people our age producing that show either.
Right.
It was right. So the Paris Hilton what was it Beverly whatever Paris Hilton show that was. It was Paris Hilton.
You're asking the
else.
wrong guy.
It was on like almost 20 years ago now. It wasn't people my age producing the fucking show because we were 8. So it's it's people
bars over there.
It's people that were your age, sir,
Bars.
that were providing this kind of concept.
Bars.
So I don't know. You can complain all you want about people younger than you, as
Gen
I do
X
every
sus.
now and then, but at the same time, you actually have to look inside yourself. You're like, how did you contribute to that?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's hard.
wow.
You pulled up something about cognitive behavioral therapy?
I did. So this is kind of an aside, but talking about Twitter just in general.
Sure.
And
How much we hate Twitter.
Political discourse in general today.
We're on team fuck Twitter.
Um,
Just on a general note.
So I was watching a clip from Brett Weinstein's Dark Horse podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was
delineate between Weinstein and Weinstein.
Brett Weinstein's Dark Horse podcast.
There we go.
Porkharsh. And can't speak. And they were talking about how the way in which people talk about politicized ideas, like it's Black Lives Matter or cops or communism or capitalism or whatever it is, pick a fucking
Right
thing.
now we're talking about the border again, apparently.
Yeah, whatever. They say that they were liking the way people were discussing those concepts to cognitive behavioral therapy. So, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is a form of psychological treatment that has been demonstrated to be effective for a range of problems, including depression, anxiety disorders, alcohol and drug use problems, marital problems, eating disorders, and severe mental illness.
I'm just letting you know right now, that is not the CBT I'm into.
Some nice CBT going. All right.
CBT. Nothing like some CBT on a Wednesday night. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So there was
Cock and ball torture for those who are not aware.
So cognitive behavioral therapy is pretty much it tries to get you out of it tries to remove or let you work through the different problems, the mental problems that arise within like depression, anxiety, different mental illnesses, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So a few of the things people do with these mental illnesses is binary thinking, catastrophizing,
Yeah, can relate to that one.
catastrophizing,
Can relate.
and I think there was another one that I don't quite remember, but that is exactly the that is exactly the kind of thinking that is going on in our political discussion.
Yeah.
Catastrophizing the other side, being they are Hitler, they are the worst, they are communists, blah 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 blah, and then also binary thinking, you're either racist or you're anti-racist. There's no in between.
Right.
You're either this or that. There is nothing. You're either on our side or you're obviously a Nazi, or you're on our side or you're obviously a communist, blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is. Binary thinking. There is no middle ground anymore. There is no nuance. And it's like all of this stuff is taught. You're taught not to do any of these things in cognitive behavioral therapy. Mm-hmm. These are signs that you have some form of mental issues.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying people who do this have mental issues, but they either are taught this in their studies, or there is a good amount of people who need more therapy.
I definitely think it's the latter. Here's why. What was the year that all this lefty stuff got the worst? 2020.
Yeah.
When was the thing that there was a government imposed lockdown that made mental health outcomes worse for all people involved?
Yeah. Yep.
Just saying.
Yep.
Just saying.
When the number of suicides in California rose exponentially through the lockdowns.
It was starting to look like Japan over there.
It was insane. But it's shit like that. It's like, so we have in therapy, if you want to go against psychology, if you want to go against psychiatry,
yeah,
if you want to go against
the
science,
response. Is right. Is that
if you want to go against
false?
Yeah, that would be the response of these people who disagree with what we're saying. Is like, oh well, then the psychology is wrong. It's like, no, you obviously self-diagnosed yourself anyways. So what, you already agree with certain psychological phenomenon. Why are you going against? We have science. We have these things that have been going on for centuries now. And they've gotten even better. Like, there's forms of just figuring out the issues of these different areas.
Penis envy aside, Freud was onto a lot of things.
That's the thing. When Freud came out with his ideas, there was a lot of pushback, and then it was taken on for a little bit of time. And now
there should be pushback.
And now we realize, hey, not all of his ideas were right or wrong. Like, there's some of his ideas were wrong.
Great starting point that someone was asking the question.
Right, and
which is like the basis of all science.
That's the basis of all science.
Just asking the right questions.
Asking
is like the hardest part of science.
Figuring out why.
Part of it is just figuring out what questions to ask. Is like
that too.
Half of the experiment right there.
Well,
what are we trying to measure?
Well, so I was also listening to this. There was another clip on the Dark Horse podcast where they were talking about how, in my opinion, how general society views science has come to a head, meaning a lot of people, a lot of those in society who aren't scientists see science, claim a thing. Like, we claim COVID was started by bats and not in a lab.
Sure.
And whether or not the scientific community agrees on that, there's a good amount of people that say that it started that way, and so then the layman, the non-scientists, be like, "Oh no, that's it. We don't need any further discussion. That's it. We're not doing anything."
Yeah.
And then any inquiries into a lab leak or some other form of, possibilities is shut down immediately. Whether within the science community, which is shit,
right?
Because what the fuck is then peer review? And then and then just general society doesn't want to hear it because they're like, oh no, we already have our reasons. We got it. You guys already said. It's like, no, but that's not how science works. Like,
well, this is
I do
the
remember
same thing about salt raising blood pressure.
Yeah,
turns out to be completely false.
Yeah,
but we already decided it raises blood pressure. Okay, well, new evidence.
Yeah, right. That's how evidence-based science works. Like, and so it's stuff like this.
On the flip side of that, I've heard the comment about, like, I don't believe in X, Y, what they say because it'll be disproven down the road. I was like, that's also not the right way of looking at it either. Should you leave open the possibility that it could, that new evidence will be presented at some point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But to inherently believe that it'll be directly contradictory, also wrong.
Yes.
Right? It'll like, maybe a bad analogy, but if you start here, right, and you're trying to get to up here, well, you might snake your way there. Yeah. You'll get there.
It's not a direct line.
But you're not going to just either get there or not get to the line.
Right. Yeah, it's... But this, I think that why I say it's come to a head is because there's been problems with science communication for a couple decades now.
Yeah.
Where I honestly don't know if it's scientists' fault or not, or if it's just. I think there's a lot of reasons. There's science education is
not great in the U.S.
Not fantastic. As much as I am a scientist, it's not great.
No, but we can look at ourselves and be like, our science education was really good, but that's not the norm.
No, but even then, I self-taught myself in high school a lot. So, like, my chemistry class is bullshit. And now it's the basis of my major.
Well, yeah.
So, like, it's stuff like that. But...
Something, electron shell... something bond.
PNS shells, all that jazz. But yeah, it's so there's that, and so like just the general population is not very well versed in science. But then I think it's also scientists. I think the general population would agree. Scientists and engineers aren't very good at communication.
Yeah, I think that's what I was gonna get at is. Like, is it the scientists or the people communicating? I'm like, I don't think scientists are doing enough of the communicating.
I agree. And those of us who should be doing the communicating aren't, because I think we also see the pitfalls and how fucking treacherous it would be.
It's kind of like the people that should be in office should be in public office, avoid public office like the plague because they look at the headache it is and they're like, fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's...
Well, that's because they're would actually try to do the job.
Yeah. Would actually put in the work.
They would actually try to do the thing.
Yeah.
And that's hard. So they're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go make 7x the money for
Right.
3 times less the work out in the private world. And I don't blame them.
And now just journalism has gone to shit completely.
It's gone.
In the
Journalism's
past.
dead.
It's done.
Journalism's not real. Money's not real.
There's like 4 journalists. 4 actual true journalists now.
The Big Short guy. What's his name?
Yeah, there's that. There's like Matt Taibbi.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, there's
I love Matt Taibbi's work.
what's the guy who now I think he lives in like Costa Rica now. Green, the guy who helped the NSA leaks. Greenwald, I think is his name.
Greenwald.
Yep. Glenn Greenwald. Yeah,
Glenn
that's it.
Greenwald. Yeah.
Matt Taibbi, Glenn Greenwald. There's a few others, but it's just like,
There's like one science communicator.
yeah.
Bay.
Yeah.
Dr. Rhonda Patrick. Yeah.
That's it. I mean, people
She's definitely the best
people shit on
that I've seen.
Neil deGrasse Tyson's a good communicator.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good.
People shit on Bill Nye, and I don't get the shitting. I don't get it. Like, people are like, oh, my favorite fucking thing is people are like, oh, he's not an engineer. He only has a bachelor of mechanical engineers.
Double-digit patents from working with Boeing?
He was Boeing, and then he was head of the planetary science, like some sort of committee dealing with planetary science.
Yeah.
It's like, all he has is a bachelor's in mechanical engineering. Fucking cool. What the fuck do you have, bro?
Right.
Like, I don't get.
Well, yeah.
There's a reason. There's a joke that when people drop out of engineering, they become business majors.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a deserved one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue that point.
Yeah. And you can bitch and moan all you want, but you're wrong.
Well, and then we make fun of the business kids who end up becoming economics.
Well, yeah, it's because. But there's like a handful of actual science communicators and journalists out there that actually do their job, and the rest are people who don't want to do the work or take egg accounts on Twitter as gospel or just reword a journal article from another publication. And it's just because I don't know how many times I've tried to Google something and I just seen like the same title and with different words from the same 5 people who then just like link to the same other articles. It's just like a fucking circle jerk of publishing, and it's so dumb.
Yeah.
And then now op-eds are effectively journal articles. Now there is no delineation between op-eds and actual researched journalistic.
Yeah. I have 2 responses to that, and one of them is if you actually you find the same thing, and if you research what makes for good search engine optimization, you find that referral links and blah blah blah. Like if you have links referring to other work and other work referring to you, and I'm like, the only place I see that consistently is blogs about referral links.
Right.
By the way,
yeah.
That's the only place I consistently see it. So it's a little weird, too.
I'm trying to will things into.
So I actually had this rumbling in my head today because I saw a video where a nurse was talking about if you don't have any sort of formal medical background, stop giving like health and fitness advice. I disagree. I don't think you inherently need to have a formal education in something to be a good communicator about it. I think at the bare minimum, 2 things you should have are well-developed critical thinking skills and a very strong command of language. Both of those are pretty rare.
So my response to that nurse is, if you're not a scientist, then don't comment on science. Because I've seen so many fucking healthcare workers during COVID times comment on the science and the data is good. Cool. Are you the fucking scientist? Shut up. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you practice medicine, but you practice it. You don't study it.
Those are 2 different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I was applying to grad school, I had some of my professors tell me that I should do a PhD, MD, double
Oh yeah, I remember that.
grad school thing. And they said 50% of people who do the double PhD MD drop out because of the PhD part, not the MD part.
And you were already going for a PhD.
And I was
so that
already
didn't really
going
matter.
for a PhD. I didn't want an MD, but the whole point is like I was already going for a PhD. So they're like, you should go ahead and do it. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about all that. But it's just like, because I like research. I love it. But it's like there is a difference between a practitioner of medicine and someone who actually studies so that they can practice.
Yeah.
We're the
There
people.
are doctors practicing on 20-year-old info.
Yes, exactly.
Like
Exactly.
100%.
And there's doctors out there doing part of research in there,
And they're
and that's
doing
awesome.
fantastic.
That's fantastic. Keep doing that. But also,
Shout out to Dr. Drew.
but also, it's just like you're not a scientist, though. We're the ones that give you the information so you can apply it.
It's like the theory without practice can't coexist. Like,
Exactly.
they can't exist without each other.
Exactly. So we need both, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna be like, oh well, you're not a health professional, you shouldn't speak
You're
on
not
the
a
body.
statistician.
Yeah.
End of argument then.
Right. So it's like I don't.
Also, I'm a guy who's very much involved in the health and fitness thing. And I've had medical students, and they talk to me in a kind of demeaning way because they assume they know everything because they're in med school.
I hate those people.
I've
I've
flat out.
I've talked to those people.
They don't.
Just because I was gonna.
They just don't.
It doesn't mean anything. You're in med school. You're still in school.
Right.
What was your major? What was your major you graduated with? I have so many.
Most of them
people.
are biology students.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, okay, if you're a
Or a
biology,
biochem.
if you're a biochemist, say you're a biochemist getting your MD. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But to say you're a pre-med student and that's your only qualification, you're fucking wrong. That's like, or you're a med student. That's like. I was pre-med. I was one class away from getting the pre-med track for my undergrad. But that's because
because you were on a nuclear track.
all I had to take
something.
was bio 2. That was the
And
only
you were
class.
like, yeah, fuck that.
But the rest I had to take for my engineering degree.
Right.
I had
So
to
you
take.
kinda
So it didn't matter.
It's the same way I was a class away from a history minor,
Yeah.
just by virtue of
Yeah.
existing.
It's like I don't give a shit if you're pre-med, pre-law, cool. I was too. Also, who gives a fuck? That's not an actual
Also,
major.
sad news of the day. I had a high school classmate who their dream job was they wanted to direct horror movies. They just passed the bar. Tears. I wanted.
Interesting.
We lost an artist to the law.
Interesting.
Sad face,
Interesting.
but it's all right.
No, it doesn't mean they're going to practice law.
They're in too much debt. I don't know that. I'm just. You're probably in too much debt. Is what. But also they went to FIU, so maybe they won't practice after all. FIU's a fine school.
It's a school.
It's a school. Dino went there. I love Dino dearly, but he did go to FIU. So
It's a school.
at least they didn't go to University of Miami pretending he was someone. Because that's all of the University of Miami.
Yeah, that's true. The only person I know that went to UM went to George Washington for law school. What's the other one?
Georgetown?
Georgetown. He went to Georgetown for law school.
I have a friend that...
And now is an IP law, so.
Patrick. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I was like, wait, I know this person.
Yeah.
He played hockey.
Yep. Yep. He was the captain of the hockey team at UM, too.
Yeah. So he was pretty good. I have a friend who... my friend Brent, he was a pitcher at Georgetown. So that was kind of cool.
That's what's up.
Destiny was at Georgetown, then transferred to Yale, which was like the only possible upgrade. So, shout out to her. She's doing well. We got some friends in some high academic places for a bunch of fucking losers. Why can't we just conform, Alex?
Why can't we just conform?
To be fair, I did go to
I don't have
the
to
most
conform.
uppity school in Texas.
Well, I don't have to conform to get to where I need to be.
Yeah, fuck you.
If today
So,
is anything.
short rundown. I'm in an interview process for a job at a firm. He just works on some art at a bar. And
So
gets the
it's- okay,
fucking
all
phone
right, hold
number
on, hold
of
on,
the partner of
hold
the
on.
company I'm
All right.
interviewing with.
All right. So
What the fuck?
I bartend.
This is so dumb.
I bartend part.
Why did I get a degree?
I bartend part-time at a bar, and today was one of my off days, but I decided to go there and work at the bar on my computer just because I wanted to get out of my apartment. And as I'm sitting there, one of the regulars that's there, we were chatting about shit, and he sees I'm working on some of my art stuff, and it's like I'm doing some interior design stuff. And he works in construction and had worked in retail, which is the firm that Austin is applying for, is interviewing with.
Yeah.
And so he goes, oh, I gave him the name and all that stuff, and he goes, oh yeah, I know, blah 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 blah, the owner of the company. And I was like, oh
Or
yeah,
one of the partners or something.
whoever, is one of the guy's name is the company name.
Yeah, it's all the same family.
Yeah.
So
anyways, and to me it means nothing. I don't really care. It's just it is what it is. And so he goes, oh yeah, he seems like a cool guy. I'll give you his number. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, fuck it. And so now I have the number, the cell phone number.
the guy who is prospectively my boss.
Yes, I have the cell phone number, not the office number, of the guy who is might be his boss. Just because I chatted someone up at the bar I work at on my off day.
A bunch of bullshit.
I don't have to go with your regular routes.
Fuck your regular routes.
So, anyways, shit like that. It's not about what you know inherently. It's about who you know, but also what you know.
But also what you know. Because, well, it's partially them, partially the circumstance of COVID.
Yeah.
But, like, if you have a master's degree getting a sales job, you didn't need to go to college for a sales job.
Also, I disagree with anyone that gets a master's. Masters are almost worthless now.
I agree. That's why I'm not getting one.
And I'm not saying it's like so the master's isn't the new bachelor's.
It's just 1 year.
No, it's
just an extension. It's like a DLC.
It is. I'm saying, but like, people who are hiring HR departments see a master's and they're like, oh, it's become the new bachelor's, is what I'm saying.
Probably.
But I think the value that a master's brings is jack bullshit. Like it's
barely anything.
It's nothing.
It's barely anything.
Fucking nothing. You took 8 more classes. Fucking good on you, bro.
Right.
Like, okay. Go for a PhD. Do something interesting. You just took more classes of the thing you've already taken classes in. Cool.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
Yeah. Or a very related field.
Yeah.
So.
Or like, I know, so like dad was an engineer, got his master's in his MBA, master's of business.
In the early 2000s.
But now that's what every engineer is doing.
Yeah.
If they want to get
into
the business.
Yeah, back then it was like.
That was the thing.
Kind of something.
Yeah. But now that's what everyone is doing. So then now it's not special.
Yeah.
It's the same thing of like, oh, wear power colors on your suit. Yeah, but if everyone's doing it, it's not power colors anymore. You fucking idiot. Like,
my pants don't match my jacket. I'm like wearing pink and a skinny tie. Yeah. That's standing out.
That's how you stand out.
Right.
But, oh, you want to wear a blue suit, white shirt, red tie? Fucking cool. So does everyone.
I like blue shirt, or blue suit, pink shirt, skinny tie, brown leathers.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. I wear a black skinny suit, brown loafers, no socks, or suspenders with a white shirt and a bow tie.
Actually, you could go any color bow tie you want at that point. You can kind of go crazy with it.
Yeah.
Paisley.
Fuck Paisley.
Fuck Paisley.
Fuck Paisley. Why is Paisley
I
still a
always
thing?
hate Paisley.
No, but seriously, why is Paisley still a thing?
Because Gen X is still alive.
Kill him.
That's my only response.
Kill him.
That's the only one I got. Draft time. So
all right. Yeah, okay.
We do weird drafts. Today is no exception. We're gonna draft the numbers. So the rules sound kind of weird, but they're actually fairly easy to follow. So he and I cannot draft the same exact number.
We're using numbers 1 through 99.
Correct. Numbers. So like the counting numbers.
Yes.
Right. Basically.
Integers.
Integers include 0.
Okay.
And so let's say I drafted the number 18. He can no longer draft the number 18 exactly. And I can no longer draft a number with an 8 in the ones place. So 8, 28, 38, 48, blah, blah, blah. So if I take 18, he could still take 8.
But
he cannot take 18.
But then if you take 18 and I take 8, now 8, everything else is off the board.
Is off the board. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So, we have to flip to see. Oh, and we're gonna draft 9 numbers and make them into baseball teams, and then we're gonna argue and never agree on who wins. So,
Okay.
because everything's made up and the points don't matter. So,
Whose line?
whose line is it anyway? What do we have as a
what are we
coin?
flipping? What are we flipping?
I got a flat bottle cap. That'll work. Heads, tails.
Okay.
It's tails. No one picks.
Let's flip that again.
No one picks.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Fucking heads.
Heads.
It was heads.
All right.
I will take the first pick. I'm taking 42.
That's not the number I thought you were gonna choose. I'm gonna take 69.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that's okay.
But strictly in terms of baseball, 42 is the number.
Why?
Well, 1 is the answer to the life, the universe, and everything. 2, it's Jackie Robinson.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. So it's the only number to be retired by every MLB team. Do you know who the last person to wear number 42 was? Mariano Rivera. He played for the Yankees.
Why is it retired by every team?
Well, it's Jackie Robinson. Just a historic figure thing.
Yeah, but when do they retire it?
Sometime in the early 2000s. And so if you were a player who wore 42 and they retired the jersey, you could still wear the number until you retired.
Okay.
So Mariano Rivera still had it for a while.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So I chose 69. Yours.
And then you get another number to wrap around.
Oh, we're doing snaking. Okay.
Yeah.
88.
I wanted 88.
Well.
All right, hold on. I got to write these down. We got to open an Excel sheet. Because columns. You know who's really good at using Excel? Johnny Boy. Like, I remember watching a stream, like, way back in the day, and he was just, like, writing functions like it was nothing, because he was explaining, like, how the point system in a tournament worked or something, and, like, it was just in real time.
That's
I was
what's
like,
up.
well, shit, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm going to turn down the brightness.
That's probably a good idea.
There we go. That's good.
You're not fucking blown out, whitewashed.
I don't want to get blown out yet.
What are all the what are all the synonyms?
So
Your
you
white
took
balance is too
69
high?
and 88.
Yes.
Okay. Let me look at what I want. 88's off the board, so let me take that away. Okay. I'm gonna take 42 and 69 are off the board. Okay, I'm gonna take 23 and 55.
Okay. I'm gonna do 96.
Piece of shit. So you have.
And 3.
I was not expecting you to take 3
3.
because it rhymes with tree.
No.
The way you said it was tree.
No, I have my reasons.
Anyway, I'm gonna take 7, and I'm gonna. Oh, I already took 55. I'm gonna take 10.
All right. What am I have 69, 96.
So you have a
88.
9 and 8, a 6 and a 3.
Okay. I'm gonna do.
So 1, 2, 4, 5, 7.
I'm gonna do 11.
Okay.
77.
77. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You took 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have a 2, 3, 5, 7, 0. So I'm gonna take. No, because then you're gonna dunk on me with that pick. Damn it. I'm pretty. I'm gonna take it right now. I'm gonna take 24,
Okay.
and we're gonna take number 1.
Okay. All right. So I got.
You need a 2, a 4,
Oh, 5.
and a 5.
Okay. I'm gonna go with 12.
12. It's a pretty weak pick, but okay.
All right, well, fuck you. And
Well, because the only connotation of the number 12 I have is like, oh, they're like 12. or from Benchwarmers, I am 12.
oh. I was thinking like 12th man.
Oh, see, you actually took a positive spin on it.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Piece of shit.
All
How
right.
dare you?
Um,
How dare you make things fun and entertaining? What is wrong with you?
Jesus, have a
What the fuck?
nice outlook on life.
Oh
Jesus.
my god, get
Dude.
that shit the fuck out of here.
What? So 4 and a 5.
Yeah.
84.
Okay. We're getting really weird late in the draft here.
Isn't that every draft?
Okay, you took 12 and 84, so
Yeah.
now it's my turn.
Yep.
I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need a 6, an 8, and a 9.
6 and 8. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna take 36. And what did I say I need? Oh wait, how many? Oh, I only have one. This is my last pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What number do I have available? 8. I have the digit 8 available. Or I have the digit 9 available.
How do you have?
Because I have a 0.
Okay.
I took 10.
Yeah. Right. All right.
Which, for the last pick, you have the option of taking,
A 5 or a 0.
or a 5 or a 0.
Yeah, that's it.
I thought you said 5, 8, or 0.
No, 5 or a 0.
I can pick an 8 or a 9. Fuck it. I'm going to take 99.
All right. I'm just gonna go with 30.
Okay. Did you write down your numbers at all?
Nope.
You piece of shit.
I know what I have though. Who the fuck is texting me?
Stop texting people.
It's
You're not popular.
It's a scam thing. Hold on. All right, it was
You had 69,
yeah
88, 96, 3, 11, 77, 12, 84, 30.
Cool. All right,
I have my lineup.
all right. You can go ahead with your batting order.
All right. Batting leadoff, number 1, playing center field.
Of course.
Batting second, number 7, playing first base.
Okay.
Number 23, batting third, playing shortstop. Number 42, hitting cleanup and pitching. What a stud. 55, playing right field, batting fifth. Number 10, batting sixth and playing catcher. 24, batting seventh, playing second base. 36, batting eighth, playing left field. And 99, hitting in the final slot, playing third base.
Okay. All right. So mine, batting first, number 69,
Sure.
playing second base.
Second base.
Second base. Batting second,
Okay. Okay, keep going.
96,
Okay.
playing third.
Like third. Okay.
Batting third, number 11, playing shortstop.
Okay. Wait, what position was 69 playing?
Second base.
Second base. $11
Was shortstop.
was shortstop. Okay.
Batting fourth, number 88, playing first base.
That's a reasonable pick.
Yeah. Fifth, 77, playing center field.
Interesting. Speed in the 5-hole. That's interesting. It's an interesting tactic. Let's see how it works out for him.
Number 3, batting, was that sixth?
Yep.
Playing catcher.
Catcher.
Mm-hmm.
3 is not a catcher number.
Well,
Anyway, keep going.
no, you know what? You're right. I'm going to put him as pitcher.
It's your funeral. All right.
What am I on? Batting seventh?
Yeah.
Number 30
Number 30.
with, I'm going to put him in left field.
Left field. Okay. You got 2 left.
Yep. Number 12, playing right field.
Okay.
And 84, playing catcher.
So 69 definitely should have played third base because it's literally third base.
All
You
right.
failed.
All right, whatever.
You failed.
Whatever. No, yeah, you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong, but
I would have placed 96 at catcher. It's a sleeping position. Dream catcher.
I see. Okay, well, okay.
No, you already picked your lineup.
No, I know. I'm staying with it, but
11 at shortstop is fine. 88 at first made a lot of sense. 77 at center field I like. 3 as a pitcher. No pitcher's number 3, so no.
that's not the point.
30 and 12, I like your hitting order. I would have swapped them in left and right.
Okay.
I think 12 is a left field number. I have a bias against the number 12. I don't like the number 12.
We stated this before, yes. It's a negative.
No, but like you can say like, oh, dirty 30. Like there's a fun 30's a little more fun number. 12 is just like it's both innocent and boring.
No.
Anyways, let me walk through. Number 1 playing center field. Duh. Oh, number 7 playing first base. 7's a lucky number. Sometimes you got to just pick the ball out of the ground.
See, I was going for a fat guy playing first base. It doesn't have to be that athletic.
I like an athletic first base.
I mean, I would hope for an athletic, but most first base
In
players.
the big leagues, they are. They're very athletic.
Okay.
Okay. Also, 7, very versatile player. Utility players can play first a lot, just because they know they're good coordination. That's what makes them a utility player. 7, also very powerful letter elite speak.
That's fair. All right.
So, 23, Michael Jordan, the best player on the team. He's playing shortstop. He's batting third. He's driving in runs. He's scoring for you, scoring titles. Anyway, 42. I already walked you through this one. Jackie Robinson hit cleanup a lot of his career. And while he was Jackie Robinson was a first baseman, wasn't exactly the goated first baseman, but Mariano Rivera is one of the most dominant pitchers ever. He's pitching. More men have walked on the moon than have scored against Mariano Rivera in the playoffs. Mariano Rivera was in the big leagues for 20 years.
How many times did he go to the playoffs, though?
He was on the Yankees. So, like, he was on the Yankees with Jeter. So, like, every fucking year.
Okay. Yeah.
It was, like, every year.
All right.
That was when they had Jeter, A-Rod, Teixeira, and Cano as their infield.
Oh.
They were winning titles.
That was when they just spent money to get the best people.
Oh, they still do that.
Well,
But
yeah,
now they're just not winning.
exactly.
Well, you know what happened? They spent all the money on their outfield instead of their infield. Now they're not winning.
Yeah.
I'm an outfielder, so what does that say? Anyway, I have 55 playing right field. 55. 55 is a powerful. It just feels like a 55. It's got a force coming out of your mouth. It's got some forceful guy. He's in the power section of the lineup. He's your big guy playing right field. He's your Giancarlo Stanton. That's how I see him.
See, to me, right field doesn't.
Also,
matter that
big
much.
guys wear bigger numbers because as the jersey sizes get bigger.
Yeah.
So 55. 10 as a catcher. 10. I like the number. 10 out of 10. You know,
Alright.
it's a positive number.
There wasn't a lot of analysis in that one, was there?
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
All right. Okay.
I almost drafted this 55 team.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know,
But 27 half.
1, 2,
20.
14, 27, 37, 55. Would have been like over half the team. I almost drafted this 55 squad, but I didn't. But I was tempted.
Right.
Actually, 27 would not have been a bad pick. Multiple really good baseball players have worn 27. Most recently, Mike Trout.
But would it have been 27 or 28? Because it's 27 half.
He says 27 half, 27, 37. What'd you say?
Oh, okay.
So he does actually have the number 27 in the song. 24 played second base. For some reason, even numbers equal. Or you know what it was? My travel teammate who played second wore 24. So I equate 24 with short people. Short people play second.
True.
36 was my 12. It's a multiple of 12. But I needed a 6. I didn't have any other good 6 number. 6 alone, kind of lame. 16, jailbait. 26 is a lame number. 46 is a lame number. 56, you're getting in the 7 times 8 range, which no one cares about. 66 wouldn't have been a horrible pick, but I already had 55 and 99. I didn't need more doubles in my lineup. And then 76, 86, 90. You took 96, actually.
I like the visuals of doubles, but if there's more than 2.
88 is definitely the strongest double visual.
Oh, then no, yes.
Because it's almost a quad.
Yeah. You're right.
It's almost 4 zeros.
Yeah.
And then 99's playing third base. Whatever reason in my head, number 99's right-handed. Third basemen are always right-handed.
All right.
So.
Okay. Now, who do you think would win?
Oh, my team dominates. No, because I pointed out like 4 major flaws in your lineup already.
There can be some rearrangement. I like my drafts, at least.
I just think, okay, if I'm going to give up, who's your pitcher? Number 3? Oh, it's a wrap. Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, what do you got against 3? 3 was my jersey number, so that's why I picked it.
Yeah, that's why I'm absolutely ranking it. Because you're pitching.
I am a pitcher. You're fucking right. I'm a
Yeah.
lefty.
Yeah.
But I'm a lefty.
Yeah.
So how many people are gonna hit on a lefty
You
pitcher?
fucking telegraph everything 3/4 slot. You're gonna get fucking torched out
But
there.
I can pick you off at third easy.
Do you know how many people pick up to third?
Yeah,
fucking nobody.
Because there's no lefty pitchers.
60% of pitchers are lefty. Who's your third baseman? 96?
96.
Are you gonna trust 96 to
Yes.
catch the ball every time?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
99's way better than 96 at third
He's just a
base.
step above 88. They don't have to leave the bag that much. Second's the only one that has to run around.
It's short.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Is like of the bag players though.
Yeah, your corner infielders are not the quickest on the feet all the time.
No.
I mean, but like, why would you pick off the third?
Because in case they pick off the leader.
But you don't have to.
Unless it's unless it's
Yeah,
forced.
but we don't have. I'm saying we don't have to leave the bag very far because we're gonna get base hits anyway, and then we would just score from
bullshit.
there.
No, whatever.
It's not
bullshit,
hard.
Bullshit.
It's not hard to figure out.
All right. Whatever.
I don't think your team scores. I think Mariano Rivera throws a complete game shutout.
I wasn't
120 pitches.
The thing is, I wasn't thinking very offensively. I was thinking more defensively when I was
Yeah.
choosing.
Yeah. No, that's. I mean, your defense still sucks, but I can see how you're defensive minded.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean, 30 has a way stronger arm than 12, and you put him in the wrong position.
Bullshit. 30's not okay. What'd I put 12 at?
Left, right field, where your cannon should be.
Why? If most batters are right-handed,
Yeah.
wouldn't they? Do most batters swing too late or too early? I would think they'd pop it in the left.
Well, against you, we're pulling everything in a left field. So maybe you were right on that one after all. We're getting out in front of it and just yakking it as hard as we can. Yeah, maybe you were right. Maybe you were right to put him in left field. Okay, I'll take that back. I'll take that back.
I just feel like most people swing too early than too late.
Yeah. Do people swing more often too early or too late?
From my experience, it's purely anecdotal.
I think it's technically too early, only because most of the time that you see people miss their swing. Well, I think it's more often that a guy swings too early because he's thinking fastball and then the ball drops on him. Versus, there's some exist, but relatively, there's not as many dudes in the league just blowing pitches by hitters.
Well, so the reason I say that is because I think most batters are anticipating pitches rather than just reading a pitch.
Well, you kind of
because like on a knuckleball, you can't really read that.
Okay, knuckleballs aren't that hard to hit.
I'm not saying they are, but I'm saying as opposed to like a fastball. Fastball's straight line, easy.
Not anymore.
Well.
Not anymore. It's wild what they do these days with a two-seam.
Yeah.
So, but
I just think the anticipation is what gets them, so that's why they swing earlier.
Maybe. But I would much rather swing too early than too late. Because at least you were trying to hit. Versus
exactly.
Played a bat out.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you're more of a control pitcher to catch them guys out early in the count. I still think you let up like 6 runs.
No. No, not that many. Not that many. No way. I'm saying you might have a slight edge, but I think we got
I crush your team.
I think
I think it's not a.
Well, you would
it's
think
not
that.
even a contest.
Well, you would think that, wouldn't you?
No. Because the last 2 drafts we've had, I've made like a reasonable. The soccer match was a draw.
That's true.
It was actually weather dependent. Was the final analysis.
That's true.
So.
That's
I'm not too offended, but no, I crushed you on this one for sure.
I didn't put that much thought into this.
I know you did.